All right, finally gonna move some dirt today. Actually, I got two projects for this thing this weekend while I got it. First off, gotta get that dirt pile moved from out behind the barn so I can get the combines out, because I gotta start working on them damn things. And right now, the only way to get them out is to disassemble the barn. Well, the 7300 can go out that way, but the 8700 will not fit that way. So I gotta get that dirt pile out of the way so we can get the combines in and out. And then tomorrow, I want to take it over to where I'm putting the hayfield in, and well, I'll show you, but I want to do some dirt work over there to make it easier to farm. So but today's focus is gonna be moving that dirt pile. I was hoping to have a backhoe to do this. I got a buddy's got a 310 John Deere 310 SJ, I think. It's like an early or a later, like early 2000s. Pretty nice hoe, low hours. But it is currently not in this town, and it's about a 2-hour drive away with the backhoe. So, and I don't want to wait anymore, so I borrowed the 190 from work. It's gonna be more trips, but at least the job will get done. And honestly, a skid steer, so well, I'll show you what we got to do when we get up by the pile. Skid steers aren't the easiest on side to begin with, but this track machine, so I gotta take a little bit of dirt and put here, because this is just a touch too steep to mow. I mean, it's not terrible, but you high center the mower, that's why this isn't mowed. The mower high centers because of the way the grade works. So I'm gonna put a little bit of dirt in here up to about right in here. It doesn't get too bad, but put some dirt in here, feather it out so that I can mow this. The other side of the barn's not bad. The other side of the barn's actually just about right, but so I got to do that. This isn't bad, but I might put some just here to fill in these ruts. I gotta get this yard smoothed out because it makes my kidneys hurt mowing it. Good thing that Ford I got to hydro, because you gotta, it's rough. But so I'm gonna put a little bit of dirt here, and then the rest of it is going over behind the bank barn. So got a lot of dirt to move. I'd have got started earlier, but we had a little rain shower come through, so I kind of waited for that to blow over, and I put a video together this morning, and it's uploading right now, so. Okay, I think I got it just about where I want it. But before I go starting to haul dirt out back, I want to kind of buff this in and see. That way I don't got to take dirt back there, just turn around and bring it back here. So I'm gonna let's get the cub and the disc out of the barn, and we'll chop up these lumps in the weeds, and then we can take the 48, because it's still got the belly blade on it, and kind of feather that out, because it'll do a lot better job of grading than that skid loader will. Huh, did I lock that? Apparently I locked that last time I was in here. Okay, I gotta go get the key. Okay. I actually put the key on my key ring, that way I don't gotta walk up to the house every time. I think I can sneak that. Nope, I can't, because that's at that plow there. I gotta pull the white out. chopped up good enough it ought to grade half-ass decent, so. Except for this guy. Come on, there you go. So, get the other cub. My damn, the button there, the starter button on the down on the starter. That guy right there apparently got some moisture in it or something, or the connection came loose or something, because it no worky, and the battery's fine. It's been acting up on me for the last couple months, and the other day I went to move it and it finally didn't want to go. So luckily she starts easy enough off a crank. Come on. I say that and then she didn't want to start. Oh. I have the worst luck with shit starting on camera. Let's angle this just a wee bit. Oh, what the hell? The pin don't want to go in the hole. Apparently. Apparently I loaded the carb. And we'll set you there. Tell you what, when you got a cub, you don't even need a rake. If you're patient enough, I did rake this, but it was mostly just, basically I just wanted to eliminate the tire tracks, and I feathered it out into the yard a little bit. But, I mean, it took me like 5 minutes to rake all this. I basically was just scratching it. That was all I was doing. The biggest mistake IH ever made, well, I'm not gonna say the biggest mistake IH ever made. IH made tons of mistakes. That's why they're no longer with us. But, and no, Case IH does not count. That's Fiat. Anybody that associates Case IH with either JI Case or International Harvester has no respect for the brand. But one of the biggest mistakes they ever made was abandoning the cub. They are so damn handy. But it's like after they got them designed and built, because they never, I mean, they were intended to get the last holdout guys that were farming with like one mule or one horse. A vast majority of their initial target clientele was going to be the guys down south. It's like once they got it built, they just kind of abandoned it and left it to its own devices. I mean, yeah, they got a couple updates. They got a few more horse over the years, and they gave them the fast hitch and the lift all and whatnot. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, that's a 48, that's a 57. You slap that grill on that tractor, you could never tell the difference. I mean, and then you could slap that grill on a 67. Actually, no, wait, when did they go to the square? That grill, I mean, the grills all interchange up until they went to the square hood. And then even after that, you could take the square hood off and slap one of these. I mean, there was no change. If they would have stuck, I mean, probably by about 1955, because I came out in 47, probably I'd say by maybe not even that late, but just for reference, let's just say 1955, their viability as a farm tractor was basically done. They had got all the holdout guys, and I mean, you still had some truck farmers and large garden plots, and probably some guys down south that were farming a few acres of cotton or whatever that were still using them for farm tractors. But by like 1955, you saw most of them probably going to municipalities, people with gardens, golf courses. I mean, by that point, they were utility tractors. I mean, they were very large garden tractors, and they were basically the first subcompacts. Like if IH would have, after their viability of a farm tractor was gone, if they would have stuck with them and gave them an overhead valve engine, gave them remote hydraulics, gave you like one or two more gears, kept the offset configuration, because that was one of the major draws to them, but like, you know, kept upgrading them as a tractor, I mean, they really would have had something with these. They did have something with these, and they just kind of said, eh. And then what did they get replaced with? The 154 and the 184, probably two of the worst tractors IH ever built. But I love my Cubs. They're so damn handy. I mean, you do shit like this, you ain't get to do shit like this with anything else. I mean, they're so nimble, they're light, they're maneuverable. They got so many things you could put on them. I mean, a disc. I mean, I did this with a disc harrow and a grater blade, and I basically didn't even have to rake it, and it took me 20 minutes, minus the moving the dirt with the skid steer. And if you needed to move dirt, you could even put a loader on one. They had the 1001 arm loader for them. And I think it was Henderson made a 2-arm loader for them. Pretty sure that was the name of the company, was Henderson. I mean, they're just handy. But anyway, I think I got, this is pretty much ready for grass seed. I mean, probably need to roll it. Well, seed it and then roll it. I mean, but it's gonna wait, because basically from where the Cubs are sitting to the barn, all this, and wrapped around the back and wrapped around the far side, this has all got to get rototilled, because it's so damn rutted up, and I'm not gonna go around with a skid loader and a shovel and try to fill in all that. Just rototill it, run an I-beam over it, level it all back out, seed it, call it good. Which kind of sucks, because, you know, I want to put lean-tos here, so like this dirt, Well, I guess by all rights, this dirt really wouldn't technically have to come out. You'd probably skim some off and you have to haul in some more sand. But if I even bring the grade up, I might leave the grade down. That way I got more room underneath. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, anyway. I got to put a little bit more dirt back in here. I think, maybe. But I'm going to wait till I get the pile out of the way. And then I'll run the disc over all this and we'll level this back out. So I guess I'm gonna, well, actually I might go in real quick and get some lunch because it's about that, yeah, it's about that time. So I'm gonna go get some lunch and then we'll come out and start hauling dirt. Well, I got out here and started moving dirt at 1 and it is now 6, so I spent basically 5 hours straight. I got out one time to go get something to, well, okay, I got out 3 times, 2 times to set up the camera and 1 time to go get something to drink. So, for all intents and purposes, 5 hours in a skid loader. And I'm here to tell you, that's too many hours in a skid loader. Backhoe would have been a lot faster, but that being said, I don't think I could have done as good a grade work with a backhoe either. So, I don't know. 6 one way, half a dozen the other. But I put some dirt there because there was a low spot. And there's dirt trickled all the way along. The biggest beef I got with that skid loader, or with that Bobcat, the curl back on the bucket is atrocious. And normally, you want to carry your load as low as possible. And if you set the bucket all the way down and put the butt plates up against the frame of the skid steer like what you should do when you're carrying that kind of weight, the dirt just spills out the front of the bucket because it's only like yay far off the ground. I'm basically sitting level. And picking the bucket up doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot because it's a vertical lift boom, so it just picks up straight. And it rocks back a little bit, but you got to get it about eye level when you're sitting in the seat, and that's too damn high to carry a load. So anyhow, gonna hop back on the Cub here and disc this, and then we'll grade it out, and then I'll go down and show you what happened behind the barn. Okay, everything's graded off up behind the barn. It looks decent. Need to probably... I got a drag I made out of a piece of chain conveyor. I need to get that out and run over it. But other than that, but that's all going to happen when we go and rototill it. But anyway, all that dirt ended up right here. This, well, just to give you a perspective, if I did my math right, that should have been about 100 cubic yards. So basically where the first round of fill, the light spot, that all got hauled in last winter. But from ground level where I'm standing up, this is all fresh fill from, because that fill right there basically came to where he stopped, graded it, and dropped off to this level. So that's a lot of dirt with that little skid loader. Looks damn sight better though. I popped that stump. Now, there's that stump and then there's that one behind it. Those were both buried in the hillside. I popped those out. Luckily they were dead, so they didn't put up any fight. I basically just leaned on them and they fell out of the ground. This guy's got a little ways to rot yet. Or if I ever forget time to get our damn stump grinder fixed, because I need to grind that stump that's right there by that telephone box too. But there's a stump there. I think there's a stump right there. There's a stump right there. But eventually I want to haul in more fill. I'm not going to build the whole thing up to this level, but it'd be nice to get more fill hauled in to taper this so that it could be mowed with a regular mower, like something, even if I can get it about like this, maybe a little shallower, but because it's a pretty aggressive drop once you get off the road bed. But this is a damn sight better than what it looked like. I wish I'd have kept pictures of what this place looked like when I bought it, because, well, you couldn't stand where I'm standing right now. It was so grown up. This was all grown up, well, all those trees. And then that's not even half of them, because I had it logged and they took a bunch out of this pot right here. You couldn't see the power. The only thing clear in this woods was the power line right away. And this was all, there was a bunch of old cattle panel fencing and barbed wire fencing and shit that they had, like paddocks and stuff. I think they had this little spot cut up into like 5 different paddocks for some reason. They were just little dinky. I don't know what the point of making so many was, because they were like a 1/4 acre a piece. That ain't shit, but if they were even that big. And I guarantee you they weren't that big, because this, from the right away to the back of the barn, is probably about a 1/2 acre. So, but there was, I mean, this was all grown, all of this was grown up. It was all grown. You couldn't get to the back of this barn. We didn't even know there was concrete here. It was all covered in rotten leaves and shit. We didn't know it was there until we started clearing stuff up. There was trees all the way up to here. There was a gate. Oh, it was right in here somewhere. I actually got the gate in the barn because it was cool, so I kept it. But there was a gate right here. There was another little, and then the fence came back through here. I don't know how'd that work. No, there was a gate there, and then there was a fence that ran along the road, although most of it was all mashed down into the brush. That was fun digging out. And then the fence came down. How did that work? Because I could mow. When I first bought the place, I could mow down into here, but it was just this sliver. And then there was a fence here that came down through here. And then I want to say, it's been so long I can't remember if it came down and turned and went to the corner of the barn, or if it came down and disappeared and I couldn't mow any further because there was a bunch of shit growing right here. But either way, and then there was a little gate, like a man gate right here at the corner of this shed, which I got that in the barn too because it matched the gate that was over there. And then there was a fence that shot across off the front corner of the horse stable. And then there was an old barn foundation right about here where the grass gets tall, where I quit mowing. There was a barn foundation here. There was a concrete pad right about here for what I'm assuming may have been a windmill at some point, because it was a flat square pad with clay tile going down through it, and I busted all that out. We got rid of this barn foundation, dug a hole here and pushed it in, and then part of this came, well, that hump right there is all fresh fill from this the hole we dug for this barn foundation. I shoved it all down there because there was a big ass, actually it was a group of 3 that grew into like one gigantic triple stump right there. So I pushed all the dirt over that stump so I can mow over top of it. This was all grown up. There was one spot that was just wide enough. There must have been a gate at some point and it was gone, but there was one spot just wide enough I could get through with the 77, and I basically was able to brush hog where the wagons and stuff were sitting, and I was able to make a little circle around this tree, and I was able to get a little bit back kind of around to that telephone pole. But it was like mowing in a tunnel. Everything was so, and there's a bunch of dead shit laying where the finisher and stuff was. Like, you guys, I really wish I'd have kept pictures or had video, because it's come a long ways. Like a long ways. I can't believe I got this much cleared off. So anyhow, I gotta finish cleaning up my haul road here. I'm probably just gonna just back drag it with the cub and kind of feather the stuff into the grass and call it good, because this is gonna be roughly where the driveway is gonna end up to go back to the barn. And that's part of the reason all that fill ended up, or that lighter fill ended up there. That's gonna be, the driveway is gonna come off the road there and come up, and then it'll go up between the milk house and that telephone box, and it'll make a Y, so you can come in this way or that way or whatever. The telephone box kind of screws me, but like I say, luckily there's enough room there to make a Y driveway so you can go around it, because the damn telephone box is kind of like, it's right in the damn way. So anyhow, I'm gonna get my shit finished up here and get stuff put away and get this lamb's quarters out of here. Some of that shit I was pulling off that pile was like 7 feet tall. Holy shit. Of course, all that fill that I took out of here is basically just composted hog shit, because they had, that was all fenced in. It was gone by the time I moved in here, but the lady that bought the place, who grew up here, said that was all fenced in, and they had hogs out there. And then there was a chicken coop in between that chestnut tree and that oak tree, and they had chickens right straight off the end of that. So that whole area back in there was basically all just composted hog shit and chicken shit. So anything that grows back there grows like a bat out of hell. It's kind of a shame that that was the best place I had to stick the barn, because it would have made a hell of a garden spot. You probably would have got away without needing fertilizer for 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, it's just nice, dark, loamy compost, basically, for as deep as you can dig. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. I'm gonna get my job finished up here. So that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.